wonderful to be here. Thank you so much. I'm really happy to see your beautiful faces. So, um, first, I would like to go forward with something that I like to do before each talk, and that is I invite you to set a personal intention for your experience this morning, not only through the message, but also through the music. So we're going to take just about 10 seconds to close our eyes and think of an intention you would like to walk away with this morning. So here we go. Take one deep breath in and release. Another. Release. One more. And release. Thank you very much. So, this morning, I'm following the wonderful theme and the wonderful sermons that Elijah has given this month under Grand Rising. I also like to take out from the Webster Dictionary what it says, or what my favorite ones say out of the Webster Dictionary. So, the meaning of grand, some of the meanings, are magnificent and majestic. And rising, it's going upward, preparing for flight, to elevate something to a higher elevation. I like that. So it is our magnificent and majestic time to go forward and upward, to elevate us to a higher position. Yes. Amen. So I'd like to talk first about where I've been, and it's a little leg journey. And back in June, I did a sermon, the last sermon, on self-care, and then I proceeded to fall as I got outside the front doors. Now, I thought, oh well, I sprained my ankle, a couple weeks I'll be good as new. Unbeknownst to me, I had also fractured my femur. So I was walking around going, is it my age? Is what's going on? What am I not doing right? And therefore, I moved forward. There will be a lot of metaphors and analogies on walking this morning. And in October, I was at one of my college reunions with my colleagues, and I fell there and got a concussion, then was out for a couple weeks with a concussion. And the doctor said, "Don't fall again on your head." So I took his advice, and then I fell in November. But I did not fall on my head. I stepped on something, and I couldn't recover. And so I got a compound fracture, and with plates and screws and all kinds of wonderful things, several fractures. And I was in Hawaii the second day of my vacation. And it was the beautiful home, 3 levels, and it was given by Amy Chin at one of our holiday parties. She gives away her home for auction. It's a beautiful home. Next year, check it out. Anyway, I was in the hospital the rest of the week and came home. And I wish I could sit here and say, as a great metaphysician, that it was all easy sailing, no problems. But I found myself in a 2x2 world, 2 feet this way, 2 feet this way, 2 feet that way, 2 feet that way, with non-weight bearing for over 8 weeks. So porta potty, everything really close. But I did have some magical moments, and I also had some terrific moments of despair and thinking time was not going fast enough for me. So I want you to know that as a metaphysician, it's a spiritual bypass to think that when something befalls us, that we're always going to be in the space of grace. There is disappointment, there is anger, there is sadness. And as Michael Beckwith used to say, when a man or a woman came up to him to say, "Reverend Michael, I'm in hell." And he goes, "It's okay, brother. Just don't set up camp there and keep on going. And I think that's really important because our journey is one of paradoxes. And I think we forget that a lot of times, that as a metaphysician, it is the evolution of matter, this body we have, and the evolutionary process we go through, but it's also involution, and that is our spiritual self. And that's the invisible stuff that gives us our heart space. I mean, we may want a house or a brand new car. We want the experiences behind that. We want money for freedom, at least many people do. So it's not about the stuff, it's about the experiences behind it. And as I was going through the foot healing, which I'm happy to say, I get this off next week, and I go to a different one for 6 more weeks, woo, after the cast. But my friend Jeff, he's a retired physician, he said, do you know that when you break a bone, bones are wonderful things with a lot of life in them, that it creates like more calcium around it, first like a circle around to support the break, and then eventually it fills in to create a shell around the break to support the new growth that's going on inside the bone. Isn't that magical? I mean, isn't that magical that our body says, we need a little extra help here? And I thought, wow, I thought that was amazing. And to see my leg go from black to pink was really pretty cool. At least the pink part, anyway. I have some quotes here this morning. And here they are. Oops, hold on, I need glasses. The eyes need support. There we go. This is from Ernest Holmes. This is the great mystery, the limitless wonder of the universe, that which out of nothing we can make something. And then by Ellen Goodman, this year as we walk through the rooms of our lives, not looking for flaws, but for potential. What dormant potential awaits your attention? I thought that was wonderful. When we talk about what we're going to do for the new year, I want to really invite you to think about the unawakened potential within you. And also, when I was 16, someone told me this, and I have never forgotten it. It was a religious science practitioner. And they said, when you're looking at your life and doing self-reflection, think about this. How is the tongue in your mouth and the tongue in your shoe going? Are they going in the same direction? And I have a lot of metaphors about feet and walking through things today, but the tongue in your shoe, which if you're wearing tennis shoes, it fits, and the tongue in your mouth, meaning what you say and your actions. We are all in process. We are all in process of that. But when we make these New Year resolutions, I want you to think about your unawakened potential. This community has so many beautiful opportunities to awaken your sleeping potential, or to have what you say you want to be with the action with the tongue in your shoe and the tongue in your mouth. There is wonderful classes coming up, synthesis. There is classes like the health class that Marcia does, HealthWise. There's just so many things. There's yoga. Please think about either creating your own to share or showing up for them, because it is so magnificent to find a piece of you that has had the opportunity to awaken, to have the experience of more of who you are and the experience of community and connection. I want to say this, that as a person who has been raised in religious science, I have always loved the fact that my parents were skeptical, I would say, of bringing in religion just for religion's sake and believing what somebody tells you to think. This particular spirituality doesn't tell you what to think, it tells you how to think. And that's a really big difference. how to think. Doesn't matter what you choose in that. You can choose negativity, positivity, but it gives you the power and it empowers you to believe whatever relationship you want to have with your higher power, that's on you. Whether it's Judaism, whether it's Sufism, Christianity, that is the beauty. It is you get to connect with what speaks to you, and we're teaching the tools for you to implement that and experience that more in your life and be a person of service and compassion. This Christmas, I got this wonderful book from my friend Merrill for Christmas. And again, it's such a great metaphor. You're not broken. Now, I want to read something to you because I think it probably is the best explanation for a non-lay person about the involution process of quantum physics and spirituality. I'm only going to read a paragraph, but it was so powerful and so simple that I hope you agree with me in its simplicity, but its power. So, do you remember junior high school science class? Atoms are extremely small. They are so small that accurately predicting their behavior using classic physics, as if they were tennis balls, for example, is not possible due to quantum effects. So if we are made up of atoms, what are atoms themselves made of? This is where it gets very interesting, because the truth is they're nothing but energy vibrations. An atom doesn't even exist as we know it until it is observed. If you remember the picture of an atom from science class, you will remember an image that looks like a solar system. This image is only partially accurate. Before an atom assumes that position, it is first in a state of unlimited possible variations. Unlimited possible variations. Oh, where did I go? It is only when we look at it or try to measure that everything inside the atom assumes a fixed orbit. Before that moment, it is nothing but a probability cloud of all the possibility orbits it could be. Which, when I read that, it says, when we say that anything is possible, we're not kidding. Quantum physics is telling us this is so. Quantum physics is saying it's the way it works. It is the invisible way it works. That atoms say, what do you want? There's possibilities everywhere, but you have to decide. You have to use your mind. And it's a wonderful, magical mystery that we are breathing, living, healing humans, and that the planet breathes, that the animals that are on here. Isn't it amazing that quantum physics is just verifying what ancient wisdom has been trying to tell us for thousands of years? Everything is possible. We just have to turn within and figure out what it is that we want to experience and focus on that. So this January, as we close this month, after all these beautiful sermons that Elijah is talking about and Lori is singing about, and all the people today from the CSL band, it's trying to remember, we're trying to remember through music, through sermons, remembering who we are. Because truthfully, it is not by merit that we have a good life. We have a good life because it is divine design. It is our divinity. It is the design that we are created with. And that is the miracle and the magic. Our divinity is of divine design. That's really powerful. And our science that we are unfolding is backing us up. I think that's pretty awesome. So today, as I close, I want to say thank you for honoring me and listening today. And I hope you take something away after this whole month of really looking at what direction you want to walk in and to. And if there's any connection or support, know that this community supports you. And also, people like myself love you. So have a blessed afternoon, and thank you very much. Namaste.